Hi everyone, Stuart here again. It's NFP day already. It comes around really quickly, doesn't it? So we got dollar on a relative bid this morning. Remember in these really tight ranges yesterday, this range we were talking about yesterday, 107.75 to 107.80 here for dollar yen was breached overnight, and through the Asian session we're back over 107.90 zone and relatively well bid so far intraday. Dollar yen, euro's a bit the same. We've broken out of that range again. We were talking about yesterday the narrow blue range and the wider yellow range there. We're under 112.75, so dollar on a wee bit of a bid. Pound had that wider range we were talking about yesterday, and we're still sort of within that channel at 125.75, but overall pressured sterling remains the story of the session, and certainly so far this week. Aussie, on the other hand, has held on to the key 70 handle, come off a wee bit overnight, but again holding 70.20 at the moment. Oh, actually just slipped under 70.20 at the moment, but Aussie relatively looking signs of life in the Australian dollar as well as the Kiwi as well. Dollar CAD, as we mentioned yesterday, had traded all the way down to this 8-month low down here at 130.35, so that remains still well pressured at the moment, and pivoting around the 30.55 zone, which is the previous low here from earlier yesterday. So dollar CAD doing quite well, dollar down against the CAD there. Commodities I should say, oil pivoting and slipping again, giving way of 57, and looks like yesterday's support, today's support's holding at 56.50 currently, but it's been a right old week for the oil market, and it's finishing quite weakly at the moment. Gold, yesterday's close, having moved down to a target level we had down here earlier yesterday, we're pivoting around the 14.15 level, but closed yesterday, a big strong candle in that final hour took us to 14.25. That's 14.23. We've come back down since then, back to this pivot at the 14.15 area. So that's where we are now, ahead of NFP. So obviously, markets expecting to bounce back for the headline number, back to about 160 to 170,000 is sort of the consensus numbers. The key earnings number expected to tick up to 0.3% for the month, and that would take the annualized number to 3.2%. And the actual unemployment rate to remain constant at 3.6%. So anything that comes under those numbers will add more weight to the Fed, increasing its or the pressure on the Fed, or expectations for the Fed to perhaps cut as high as 50 basis points. At the moment, expectations are only for a 25% chance of a 50 basis points cut when the Fed meet at the end of the month. But obviously, this key NFP number will be pivotal in all the data that's tended to weaken over the last few months, is why we are where we are with the Fed at the moment. So join me later live for the live announcement of the NFP numbers and see where we go from there. So this is a very key, more important than normal June NFP number later on today. So trade carefully up until then, and let's see what the numbers tell us. All the best, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.